So I've come to the conclusion that isolation and solitude are good things. I don't think people get enough isolation and solitude. Tranquility is another good term that people could use. Um, I'm just airing out my thoughts here. I know it can seem a little strange, but I think that when people meditate more, they find answers and they see things more clearly. I think meditating is like smoking a cigarette or whatever. Like you see the world more clearly when you meditate. You see the world more clearly when you smoke a cigarette. Now, a cigarette is bad for you because um, it destroys your lungs. Smoking cigarettes are bad for you, right? But you do see the world more clearly when you smoke. That's why people do that. Meditation's like that. You see the world more clearly when you meditate. And I think that more people should search inside themselves for answers instead of searching in the outside world. Answers. You can go in the outside world. You can be around those animals. You can be around those people, but don't let them define you. Don't let them define who you are. I would say you should only spend a certain amount of time per day with other people. I'm actually increasing the amount of time I spend with other people on a monthly basis. I'm trying to spend more time with other people. I spend a very, very, very long time by myself, and I've that helped develop a lot of my persona. And I highly recommend people develop their persona by spending time by themselves. You don't really want to develop your personality based on trying to appease other people, because then you're just going to be like them. You're just going to be like the other people. If you try to mesh with them, you'll become part of them. You'll become part of the trap, part of the matrix, whatever you want to call it. Um, I think that people find more answers when they look inward than when they look outward. Um, it's like bees in a trap. It's like bees in a trap. You find more answers going into the trap than you find from leaving the trap. But you can still eat the honey and have the good life. I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm making up words, but um, was that everything I wanted to say today? So isolation and solitude are good things. They're very good things. Isolation and solitude. I think that's how more people should live their lives. I just want to focus on those two words for this vlog is isolation and solitude, because people can find more about who they really are when they do that. A lot of times people grow tired of you with your self ridicule. They wrote you off and left you behind. Um, and it's kind of like that Henry Rollins song. If you know the Henry Rollins song I'm talking about, low self opinion. You got a low self opinion, man. Um, and you can't let that define you. I get a low self opinion based on what other people tell me I'm worth. A lot of people tell me I'm worth less than other people. Okay, that's one way for me to develop my self opinion. That's one way for me to develop my self opinion is listen to what a bunch of other people think about me. But what I choose to develop is I want my personality to be determined by what I think about myself. I want my personality to be determined based on what I think about myself. And I want to understand myself, and I want to understand the world, and I want to become a better speaker, a better thinker, a clearer speaker. I want to get better at using vocabulary, words, and sentence structure. I want to get better at reading. I want to get better at writing. All those things I can't do when I'm around other people, not as much so because I have to listen to what they say and what they want to do, and it's just I become a copy paste version of them basically, and I can't find my own role models to try to be. I can't find my own role models to help me be the man I want to be. It's all just like, oh, let's listen to what they have to say or whatever. It's like, what? No, I don't want to give into that peer pressure. I don't want to be that limited in my beliefs and limited in what I can achieve. I think that people achieve things more when they meditate, more than they. People that meditate can achieve some very great tasks. Some very great tasks. When people are around other people all the time, it feels like a party, but parties are how art is made. Parties are not how great thoughts are discovered. I mean, a lot of ways we need people partying to be part of this world. There's going to be introverts and there's going to be extroverts. There's always going to be introverts and there's going to be extroverts, and we need the extroverts and we need the introverts. Both the extroverts and the introverts are both important. Both the introverts and the extroverts are both important, but you need to know who you are. Like, I'm an introvert. I'm becoming more of an extrovert every day, but deep down inside, I am an introvert, and I want to be an introvert. I always want to be an introvert. I don't ever want that to change. Now, someday when I'm older, I might become an extrovert, but that's a long time from now. We're going to get there very, very slowly. We're going to get there very, very slowly. I think that people can hide their feelings, put them in a jar, and not think about them and not be aware of how they feel. That is why they need to communicate with other people, or communicate in a vlog, or communicate in a blog, or communicate in a diary to see how they feel. This is very important. That's why I think it's very good that I have a computer here that I can record this vlog on. Excuse me. I think that people figure out the right thing to do with their lives, and then they just do that the rest of their lives. But I don't really want to do one thing with my life. I want to do a lot of different things. I want to do a variety of things. I want to be in a variety of different areas. I want to have a lot of specialties. I want to learn a lot of different things in my life, and I don't want to limit it to just one thing. A lot of people will limit you if you just listen to them all day. They'll give you limiting beliefs about what you are or what you want. But I think that you can define yourself with a more optimistic set of circumstances if you read books, if you play video games, if you watch TV. All the things that introverts do are things that will help you grow more than things that extroverts do. I think introverts are more important than extroverts because we're the ones that find peace. We're the ones that find peace. Now, you're never going to find peace if you're outside partying all the time. I guarantee you're never going to find peace doing that. And the only way, I think I need to cut my hair, I don't know, maybe. The only way extroverts find peace is a lot of times they get married or something, or they just settle down with someone. I'm like, okay, then I'm just gonna get this single ideal of hope in my eye, and I think that this is a really great thing. But I've questioned, how long will it last? What's the price of love? If you could buy it now, how long would it last? What's the price of love? If you could buy it now, then how long would it last? And I just wish more people saw the value of being an introvert. I think people live longer when they're introverts, when they read more and play video games and do simple things. I think they live longer. Now, sure, I have a risk of getting heart failure, and sometimes I do feel like I'm going to have heart failure. Like, that probably means I need to be more active, right? That probably means I need to be more active with my life. I need to do more with my life. And that's fine. I'll be more active. I know how to be active. I know how to go places and do things. You want to socialize and try to be what other people want you to be, because sometimes you do want to be what other people want you to be, because that is a remedy for some of the things that ails you. But you do want to listen to other people and listen to their advice, and you want to avoid being rude all the time. A lot of times I'm rude when I'm around other people. I try to avoid doing that, but I know for a fact I am rude a lot of the times when I'm around other people. But I have to get better at that. That's just one of the things I have to get better at. And people live their lives every day and they try to improve themselves, but they think to themselves, what is the best way to improve yourself today? What am I going to do today to improve myself? Then you find those things. You find those answers. You find those cure for those diseases. You find the cure for heart disease. You find the cure for cancer. You find the cure for all that stuff. Then you find the answer. Okay? Then you find the answer. Would you want to spend your entire life listening to what one person thinks about you? I don't think so. Would you want to spend your life trying to appease people in a way that trying to get them to fall in love with you? I don't think so. I don't think you want to spend your life trying to appease people in a way to try to get them to fall in love with you. I don't think that's a satisfying life. I just don't think that's a satisfying life. I think it's better to live in isolation and solitude than live a life of meaningless connections and dour institutions and all that stuff. I think that people would rather become a better version of themselves through reading and video games and watching TV and listening to music. Those are all the things that I can do. Those are all the things that are in my power. Okay? Those are all the things that I can do that are in my power. Now, what do you gain when you're partying it up? What do you gain from that? What do you gain from going to the club? Tell me, what do you gain from going to the club? Do you satisfy the feeling of lust? Is that the ultimate thing? You satisfy the feeling of lust when you go to the club? I'll tell you one thing. You can't find love in the club. You can't find love in the club. And a lot of times I have trouble finding love myself, but I'll tell you one thing. You can't find love in the club. That's one thing I guarantee you. One thing I guarantee you is you can't find love in the club. You can't find love in the club. You're going to find emptiness there. you're going to find a lot of emptiness. You could start a family with someone, but what does that all mean? Why do you want to start a family? What do you really get out of starting a family with someone? You want a lot of kids? Oh, good for you. So I don't want a lot of kids. I don't want any kids. I think kids are smelly and they stink. I think kids are smelly and they stink. I don't want a lot of kids. I think people burn a hole through their pocketbook by having children. I think people lose a lot of the best parts of their life because they have children. I don't think they get anything out of it. I think they're usually more traditional people. I think the studies that show people that have kids are happier than people without kids, I think that's because people that have kids are more traditional. They live more traditional lifestyle, and a lot of times they do less. What's the word I can use on YouTube for it? They do less illicit substances. They do less illicit substances because they have a family. Because they have a family. And that gives them the health they need to live a longer life. Because if you're addicted to this and you're addicted to that, you're not going to go very far. You're not going to go very far. I promise you that. I promise you that. You're not going to go very far. I think that people find ways to circumnavigate the globe when they live in isolation. That people that are extroverts that party all the time don't really understand how they circumnavigate the globe. We introverts can see things more early than extroverts can. Can see current events earlier. Can see styles change earlier. Can see technology change earlier. There's a lot of things that introverts can see that extroverts can't see. Anyways, I'll wrap it up here. Let me know in the comments below, do you like isolation and solitude? Or are you searching for a unique and rare type of partnership that is something special in your life that's gonna make you feel like magic? That's what a lot of people want to feel, magic. I don't really believe in magic anymore, but I mean, I believe in magic as far as an idea, but I don't believe in magic as far as a relationship. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. But please subscribe if you liked it. If you want more of the channel, please subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.